We're just popping up to Far Harbor to see if Brooks has anything we can use for Fishy Joe, and he absolutely does. Let's grab some overalls. Well, I need these. Fisherman's hat for sure. Let's grab the outfit. Oh, these are all so good. Let's grab another lab coat while we're up here. Let's try the old fisherman's hat too. Wig, sunglasses. I know those aren't Far Harbor specific, but oh, I love the wool hat. I love so much. Let's grab 2 of them. Why not? I think that's it. Yeah. And now let's travel back to Taffington Boathouse. Hey everybody, welcome back. We are here for part 2 of Taffington Boathouse today, and we're just going to dive right into it. Remember last week we set up Fishy Joe here, and I did pop up to Far Harbor to get him a new outfit. Oh, the cats are in my way. They love the taste of fish.
Hey there.
We can dress him up now. I do need a drink, Joe. Thank you.
Trade a few things.
Sure thing.
Now, Fishy Joe, aka Joe Taffer, is a pre-war ghoul who has been helping people out since, before the war. Let's try on fisherman overalls, fisherman's hat, fisherman's outfit. We have a few different options here for him. Oh, that's so good. That's good too. Let's put on the hat. Oh my God. Oh, that's just so perfect. Did I have a different hat? There's the old fisherman's hat. I think I like this one better because it shows off a bit more of his face. I like the plaid. It's got a lot of character to it. Let's take back that fisherman's hat in case we can find a different use for it. But I think that looks really good. He's got the suspender waders for going into the muck here. Oh, that's perfect. Oh, he's just so great. So Fishy Joe, aka Joe Taffer, has been here for many, many years, and he runs Fishy Joe's, which explains why so many people come in and out of this settlement. We know, of course, though, that the real reason for that is because there is more to this settlement than just a simple farming settlement. This is also our Mercer Safehouse. So we have runaway synths, we have runaway wastelanders here, and we want to make a safe place for them. So I think what we can work on today is the house itself. And there's some repairing that we have to do. And of course, we have to work around the fact that Mary Sutton's body is still in there. Let's also peek into what we did last time. This is the clinic, which we're calling the body shop. Okay, so we have this back door entrance, we have the kitchen, this sort of setup. Ooh, I might want this for later, so let's store it in the workshop. This I definitely don't want. I'll get rid of that. All these cinder blocks we can get rid of. So I'm thinking that probably the first 2 people to settle here were synths. And they were very determined to have a normal life here in the wasteland. So I want to be able to give them that. I think that they get a very normal, typical Americana dream house. And then I want one of them to be a farmer and one of them could be a cook, and maybe they just kind of run this house as a safe house for everybody else in it, but they get to do their normal thing. So here is the body that I was talking about. This is Mary Sutton. Sutton's story, very sad story. You have Mary, who ran away from her husband Bill at Warwick Homestead with her 2 kids, Margaret and what was the boy's name? I forgot. I don't have that in my notes. But they were all killed in a blood bug attack. Very sad. But sadder for us is that Mary's body will continually respawn here. I have moved it a few times and it just keeps coming back. So what I think we're going to do is just try to cover it. I don't love that that's going to mean her body is under the floorboards forever, but I think that's the best solution we got. So let's clear out this room. Oh, good. And the rain cleared up. And then we're going to kind of make like a stacked structure outside, and we're going to bring it in and try and place it right above her and just pretend that the wall is higher there. And I am sorry that that's really creepy. I do think it's the best solution. I actually saw somebody else on Reddit do it this way, and I just thought it was lovely. So it kind of goes like this, where we stack some shack floors together. I think it's, oh gosh, no, I don't know. I think it's 3 wide. Let's grab this. I do find it's a lot easier in builds like this if you're trying to fit constructed pieces inside of existing pieces, to grab the whole thing and just try and fit it in. And that does look like it's a nice, oh. No, I guess 3 across would do it, right? Because that whole piece outside. Okay, good we tried that out instead of building the whole thing. So let's get rid of this one. And then how did I do this last time? I think then it works to stack multiples of them like this, because we want enough height that we can cover the body properly. So I just want to get that aligned. Yeah, and that looks pretty good. And we'll do a few layers to make sure we can cover her. It's really a Telltale Heart sort of Lovecraftian moment here, but we're gonna work around that. They are gonna have a little haunted bathroom, but it's gonna be a nice raised stair. Okay, I think that's high enough. I think. And I think that's the shape of the room, but we'll try it. And if it doesn't work, we'll try something else. There's really no way to do this wrong. We'll also probably do something similar with the roof situation. Oh, see, that does work pretty nicely, as morbid as it is. Sometimes you gotta work around a dead body or two in the Commonwealth. Yep. I'm grossed out by how wonderfully that came together. And then we can do like a little stair here. We can do a stair, right? It wants it really far away. Maybe we rug glitch the stair. Can I rug glitch a stair? I know you can't rug glitch things that clip together like walls, but I wonder if the stair would work. This is one of those situations where we're gonna see whatever it is, so I want it to look nice. And I can definitely get it closer with the rug. Oh, well that worked just perfectly. So now we have this nice little raised section, definitely not with a dead body under it, for our homeowner couple to take advantage of here. Okay. Great. That fixes some of that structure for us. We can go ahead and get rid of the sleeping bag. We can get rid of the filing cabinet. We can get rid of this. I know some people really don't like when I scrapped objects that we can't recreate. Like, we won't be able to get this safe back, but I promise you it's gonna be okay. Yeah, cool. We might keep this as their bedroom. I'm not entirely sure yet. This isn't gonna be our home owning synth. I think she is going to work in the clothing shop that we're going to build. I don't know if we'll get to that today. Let me see if I can find our home owning synths. There's a dead Brahmin. There's a lot of dead bodies in this video already. I'm so sorry. She is also going to work in the clothing shop. Fishy Joe, aka Joseph Taffer, we already talked about. This lady is one of our farmers. Here we go. This is one of our home-owning synths. She is a synth, but she decided to keep her memory because she ran away with this guy. This is our other home-owning synth. I am going to change him out of that outfit because it is scandalous. But he is going to continue to be a farmer, and she is going to, we'll set her up a little like kitchen so she can be a cook, and then this can be their little homestead. They ran away from the institute together, and they finally have somewhere safe to be, which I think is just so pleasant. Excuse me, sir. I don't know who you are. Who are you? Hold on. Oh, he's our guard. He's our guard. I do have a role for him. Don't even worry about it. He's going to be our Minuteman guard. Maybe I should give him a hat before I forget that again, because he kind of has a forgettable face. That's a little mean of me. I feel like I'm being mean right off the bat. Militia hat. There we go. We'll come back to his stuff later. Ooh, now he kind of looks like more of a Pedro Pascal character. Oh boy. Okay, I keep forgetting what I was going to do, which was kind of measure out the ceiling because everybody's in my way. We will push Pedro Pascal down the stairs so we can get up here. Okay, so as we establish, this is like 6 of these half squares wide. I did try, because we do have the barn roofs. We have a handful of roof options. We do have these roofs, which I really, really hoped were going to be at the same slant as the original roof, so we could sort of patch it up. That's not the case. They're very different heights. So we can try and like put some on top, but I think to make sure that we're sealed from the elements, our best bet is just going to be kind of a flat roof. But luckily, I think the height of this wall is about the same as this. So what we should be able to do, and we might have to, again, build this outside and bring it back in. Oh, but we might be able to do some of it in here. Is like this, where we just kind of fill in these gaps. And if we know that it's sort of a, like 6 half space, I think we'll be able to fill most of it in. Oh, well that works. Although I want to be able to cover as much as we can. Maybe I should have done this before doing that creepy floor. But we'll figure out a way around it. If I remove this wall, or if I just take it with me actually, I'll want to do roofing along the side of it. Will that snap there? Why doesn't it want to snap there? Well, let's try it this way, because that would be the piece that we want. And if I group select it, really it's just like we're playing Tetris outside and bringing it inside. And I don't know how complete that's going to let us get this. I'm just hoping it lets us put down enough roof that we can have happy settlers who don't complain about being exposed to the elements. Maybe that won't work. I wonder if we try and do it all together, or if I'm just asking too much. That's always possible too. I won't even be mad if this stays kind of spotty. Oh, you know what I bet I can do? If I move this out of the way, is put these pieces back together later. So I could use a roof piece here, or use a wall piece here to do a roof over it. Can I not do that? There might just be too much stuff in the way. And really, I'm not worried about it being perfect. That would be too much to worry about in the apocalypse like this. But it's always made me kind of sad that the railroad wiped people's memories. I just feel like escape synths who know they're escape synths could have so many wonderful stories. Like if we have this couple that ran away together just to start a farm. That almost snaps, right? There's some version of that wants to be there. Oh, is it just snapping to a place we already have covered? That might be the case. We can fill in these gaps as we find them. Oh, but we might get lucky with some of them snapping automatically. Just like that. I don't mind it being a little drafty. Yeah, we're really patchworking this together. That's kind of cool. And store these things. I want them to have as much of a traditional sort of house as I can give them. Again, very American dream. I've always enjoyed that. The like 50s Americana storytelling of Fallout, just because it's such rich storytelling. We'll fill that in. Can I do a whole nother floor here? Yeah, that fills up really nicely. And this is going to look weird from the outside, but I really don't care. Will this snap in? Yeah, so it's, okay, great. So this room looks fantastic. I can get rid of that. Those pieces all sit up there. It's this where we have a little bit of a gap, but I think we can layer over that. I'm just going to put in, I don't want to ruin anything we did, so maybe we build ourselves some scaffolding stairs from the outside. If I aim them right up here and just sort of, I can snap to this, right? Yeah. Give us a way up. Maybe a short, I'll get rid of these. I promise these are not a permanent fixture of Taffington Boathouse. But now I think I can just sort of layer this on top so it'll look covered and it'll count as sheltered, which is really, those are the two things I want. But it's not going green for me here. That does, but that's already a space. What about this? Okay, it'll go green like that. Let's look at our roofs. And I'm realizing I did that all with a floor piece. Sometimes you gotta get creative. Like the roof platform, if those little feetsies don't stick out, this could be a good solution for us. And it was green earlier, but I wonder if that's because the little feetsy things were sticking out. Oh, I bet that is sticking out. We'll check that out. We'll go down there and we'll check it out. Yeah, before I get excited about that, can I get in through a window? No, I probably got to go through the front door, don't I? Where's the platform? I don't think that looks... It's not my favorite because I can still see the sky. We got to come over here for this gap. Let's try again, maybe with the shack roof pieces, and just see if we can get a flatter piece. Yeah, I don't see anything flatter in barn roofs. Again, I would love if just the floor sat nicely up there. This one won't. Yeah. Earlier, though, when I was trying to trying to sit pieces on top of each other to do the bathroom floor, it did work easier to stack snappable pieces on top of each other when I was group selecting them. So let's actually just try that. And this might be too big, but that's okay. I never claimed to be a licensed contractor. If they want free labor, this is what they get. Okay. I really feel like this is gonna work better. I might have just been too ambitious and started with something too large. Oh wait. That works and it covers up that. How far out did I extend the roof though? Ooh, not by too much. Kind of thought this was Minecraft for a second and I was going to be able to press shift and lean over the edge without actually falling. I wonder now if we can snap to this and do that. It's this, that's that section that's gonna be difficult. Let's determine how big we would want this to be. I think it's the size of this, but to the left. Okay, so if I just store it for now, and let's check that we gapped that in properly. Yeah, that looks pretty good. I know it's very overlappy, scrappy, but I think it's gonna work for us. Let's try and do it by grabbing this piece. I can't tell how close that is, but I feel pretty good about it, I'm not gonna lie. I think there's a sweet spot in here. Ooh, that was really good. Okay, now we get to do one more baby one here. And I feel like I'm gonna fill up our whole build limit just by shuffling all these random little pieces up here. But I really like that we're able to give them a fuller roof. I think that looks really good. Okay, see now we can go back to what I was saying with this piece doesn't match the pitch of the existing roof, so it doesn't fill it in as nicely as I want it to. We still can put it in and it'll make the roof look a little more complete than it was. For sure. And we can do the same on this side. But it's definitely not gonna be seamless. Oh, jumped right up in my face. How do I get out? Like this? A lot of, there's so much parkour in this video already. I don't usually switch up the titles of these builds, but I would make this one parkour at Taffington Boathouse if I did. Okay. And then how can I make these sort of meet gracefully? Or maybe they don't need to meet gracefully. I could just count that as good enough. Let's see what it looks like. I know it's not going to match. Yeah. It's definitely better than nothing. It's clearly a post-war repair. I don't mind that. I think we roll with that and keep going. Okay. We've got our little farm. I'm keeping this zone bookmarked for the future clothing store of the people I earmarked for that. We got this guy, who I am now naming Pedro, just because the hat really gives me Pedro Pascal vibes. We'll do a little guard barrack out here too, but I think now let's continue in with Doris and her husband. I haven't come up with a name for her husband yet. Ooh, oh, no. That is not what... Uh-oh. Oh my God. That is not what I wanted to do. That's fine. Trust me, Doris. That's fine. That was embarrassing. As an apology to her, let's go ahead and give her the setup I'm imagining for her. Let's get rid of this door. That door is kind of garbage. We can pillar glitch her a better door. Let's get rid of the broom. This fridge isn't doing her any favors, but we can keep the layout sort of the same. I personally wouldn't want to cook over a rug. I feel like that's harder to clean up food scraps. These cabinets we can actually keep, and I think they look cool. But these bottom ones will scrap so I can replace them with the cleaner ones. Coffee pot we can keep and scooch over. Colander I'm going to store. And this will scrap and this will scrap. There's no way that that's still hooked up to gas. So I really don't feel bad about scrapping a stove that doesn't work. So I'm thinking we'll set this up like a bar, but we can cover it with the island or the counter pieces. And then that way she can serve food from her kitchen, but in a way that doesn't feel like a bar in the middle of her house, you know? Like she's not running a bar, she's running her home. And I think just like that would look good. And if there's another one here, it would look good, but I think we're gonna have to rug glitch that. I think is our best option here. So let me go ahead and set that up the way I would like it. If we just kind of mush them together. We're on uneven ground, and it's not really gonna do us any favors, is it? Should also probably get out a rug. I think it's a little smoother over here. We gotta work with what we got. Speaking of working with what we got, thank you to everybody who has voted in the poll so far for if we're doing Hangman's Alley as a scrappy city build or if we are doing the Resettle Refugees quest there, because after many hundreds of hours of playing this game, I finally got the Resettle Refugees quest, but I got it assigned to Hangman's Alley. I'm truly excited about both options. I think Hangman's Alley, if we're forced to do it as like kind of an institute-y build, I think that will end up being very cool. And if we're doing something different with it, I think that'll also be very cool. Can't really go wrong. That's so far out. Yeah, that's too far out for me. Oop, let me turn on my Pip-Boy light because it's raining and we're inside. I'm glad. You are not a farmer, though. Like that. Oh, that would feel better. But I think this is too much on the floor mat. Let me try again to position these. And just do them like as far back on the floor mat as I possibly can. Because the floor mat is what's detecting the intersection. And that wasn't close enough. Like that. And we'll just make them kiss a little bit. I feel bad that Fishy Joe's shop is outside, but I think he likes it. This is not working because I group selected instead of just picking it up. I always forget which way it is for the rug glitch. Is this close enough now that it'll actually work? No, we gotta try one more time. And let's also, oh, I got one. I was gonna say, before I try this time, let's try and move the bar counter back a bit. Do I have them both? No, I don't. Why am I not getting this one? Probably because the ground I'm building on is so messy. That tree root's really gonna get in my way. There we go. Okay, so now I have both of those on the mat. Let's come in here. I thought that was a person crawling on the ground and not the junkyard dog. That really was creepy for a second. I'm just gonna scooch it. Yeah, I think I can go back a little bit. And let me move this out of the way. Pedro, I'm gonna build you your own house, buddy. Don't you worry. For right now, we're building Doris's kitchen. And she takes priority because I accidentally almost shot her. It's a casualty of building in the wasteland. Okay. So, does that seem closer? That definitely seems closer this time. And I'm glad that the stairs are to our left because we can intersect with them. All right, let's see how close that is. It's definitely closer than it was before. That works for me. That definitely works for me. And then, yeah, it's totally hidden in the stairs. That's awesome. All right, let's roll with that. And then if I get rid of this, I think it's going to sink a little bit into the ground. I'm always scared of trying this, but... Ooh! I actually don't hate that. It just makes it look more... I don't know, like pieces together. Let's keep it. Let's roll with it. With the thunder going on outside. I think the sound of rain is just so cozy. I really adore it. All right, let's give her... Which side of these counters seems like the front? I think this way is front ways. And I wonder how many of these we could fit in. Looks like we're gonna get 3 comfortably. And I think that's nice. Yeah, and then we'll leave her these cabinets with some counters. Yeah. And then I'd love for her to have maybe like 2 of these here in this corner. Gosh, everybody's in my way. That is the downside of collecting settlers first, is that they're just going to be in your way the whole time. Although Preston already is in my way the whole... Preston, I swear to God. Buddy. Anywhere but here. Yep, they are. You're messing with me on purpose. This is a prank that you are pulling on me. Yeah. Thank you. Ooh, Preston, I swear. I wanted just to nestle like 2 of these. Oh, excuse me. Okay. Everybody, I get it. It's raining. There's nowhere else to go yet. I really think I could nestle these 2. Oh my God, and the creepy twins are here. Hey guys. You're both wet and just standing there. Oh my God. Let's try to gently and calmly rug glitch this serving area into the window space because I think it would be nice. There's so many rugs in here. You, lady, you gotta get up. I don't have a name for her yet either. But she is going to work in our clothing store, which doesn't exist yet, so I can't even be like mad at her for not knowing where she's supposed to go. I'm just gonna scooch. It's very popular in here today, I know. And like that. And now, yeah. Yeah, there we go. So this just sits by the window, and this is a lovely little, like, fresh fruit zone. Okay. Everybody wants to be in the kitchen. That's great. It's getting dark. You know what? Is it nighttime? Can we go to bed yet? Can everybody get out of my way yet? Maybe I just go sleep on the floor for 8 hours and try and get them to vamoose. I love NPCs. I love their stupid little brains. Their little if-then logic. Okay. Is everybody... Yes, now everybody's out of the... Hello, creepy twin.
My back hurts, my feet hurt.
I'm just going to push you a little bit. I've decided with the twins that they were quintuplets when they were cloned in the Institute, and it was an Institute experiment in cloning, and there were 5 of them, and now there's only 2. And I like the idea that they were maybe named after the days of the week, and we only have Tuesday and Thursday left. But this is our facial surgeon Thursday, and then her sister Tuesday runs the, or should be running, because its hours are open. Yeah, should be running the medical shop. All right, Thursday, you gotta, I thought that was a dead body poking through the bottom of the floor. Like maybe we pushed Mary Sutton too far down, but okay. Okay. I keep getting distracted by the wonderful settlers that we have in here and pushed around by them as well. But now I am looking for dispensers, which might be in furniture miscellaneous. But we also have some stuff here that could be interesting. Like, I guess you wouldn't want a grill inside, but it's worth considering. We do have the ability to make this espresso machine, which could be kind of cool. Maybe that's something that Doris has been itching for since the Institute. You know what I mean? Let's put it down. Honestly, why not? And then I think furniture miscellaneous is where the other dispensers are that I'm thinking of. Ooh, we could give her a sink. That does actually feel like something you would find in a kitchen. Can I glitch the sink into the counter? If I move the counter, I know we're doing a lot of rug glitches in this kitchen, but is that the right height? Does that feel like the right height? If I do that, and then if I rug glitch this here, I think we'd need this a little higher. Maybe like that. Yeah, actually, I don't mind that. So let's grab another rug. There's just going to be a bunch of kitchen mats all over the place here. Ooh, or we intentionally, instead of using the rubber mat again, we use this one because it actually kind of makes sense to have a mat under your kitchen sink like that for catching spills. Yeah, that's pretty cute. I might be changing my mind on the Sicilian espresso machine, but we shall see. Because my vision was that we were going to use the dispensers for stuff. And I might like the dispensers better than the Sicilian espresso machine. I am sorry, Sicilian espresso machine. Let's do 2 of these. I don't really know what's dispensing out of them. I will leave that for Doris to figure out. Maybe she has still a penchant for the food that gets dispensed in the Institute cafeterias. Oh, let's come back to those consoles. But I think if you grew up in the Institute, you would have a penchant for some vault type clean things. Like whether or not you agree with Vaultec's approach. Let's do this one down here. And then we can do some more Wastelandy posters here. We could do an Editronic over here. Let's just pop that down and see how we feel. We can always undo. We can always undo. And since we're so close to the water, I do like the idea of having some of these. Maybe I like this even better than an Editronic, is having some color come in with the buoys. All right, but I keep getting distracted from the signs because I want to give Doris more of a diner feel. She might have grown up in the Institute, and she might miss their extruded paste. But maybe her dream was to get out and start her own diner, and she and her husband found Taffington Boathouse, and that's what they made happen. That's great. Let's grab something little for the counters. Ooh, does that feel... No, that feels kind of radiation-y. Maybe too radiation-y for what we're working with here. But I do think maybe a little trash can makes sense. Maybe over here. Yeah. And Diamond City Radio makes sense. Actually, I'm going to give her... I like the idea of them staying dialed into what's going on with the Minutemen, because if she has that music in here and the Minutemen report like there's a courser or something like coming, then she can listen and respond. And let's grab some plants. That's going to be right where she stands, so I don't really want to block her on that. But we could fill in this corner a little bit. And maybe, because I do like the buoys, maybe a hanging buoy in that corner. Scrolled past them already, didn't I? I wonder where the Sicilian espresso machine would look good. There's definitely a place that it would. This isn't where the buoys are at all, is it? But maybe I can still get some use out of an oil lamp here. Buoys are in wall decorations. I'm going to fill up our whole size limit. Let's do, yeah, that one in the corner there. That's really, really lovely. I wonder, actually, I don't think the farm would have anything yet. And we gotta figure out the table because we kind of avoided that. Let's move the coffee pot back here. We've got those, we've got this. Scooch you just a little bit out of the way. And I want to center the rug, I think like this. And then I'm not convinced that that's the biggest and best table we have for Doris's operation here. Like, would this one feel better. Because I want it to feel homey. Oh, this one's longer. I feel like her dream was to kind of have a full house of people that she can support. I think it's between these two. And I think I like the longer one. Like, I bet Doris spent a lot of time thinking about how she would have a family. That's another open question. Can synths have kids? I have always been in the camp of yes, because I think that synths are genuinely just clones, and so they would have to. And I think it would make sense, honestly, for the Institute to give them that ability, because then you've basically got, free labor that replicates itself. Like, why wouldn't they? Why wouldn't they want that? Okay, Editronic is getting in my way, so I'm actually going to scrap it. And I'm just making sure I can walk around the table comfortably. Let's see if we can fit in more chairs. But it is also possible that the Institute sterilized the synths, so they couldn't raise their numbers enough to rebel. That's also possibly, and honestly, likely. So maybe that's what happened. Maybe Doris and her husband got here and realized they couldn't have kids. And then they worked with the Minutemen and the remaining members of the railroad to open this place to be more of a safe house to anybody who needs it. And Doris considers them all her family. I like doing the water next to water sort of paintings. Oop, and I almost forgot about this guy, which now we have more room for because the Editronic is out of the way. I don't like how far that's coming out, but I do want them to have somewhere to put their trash, so I will deal with it. Yeah. Okay. I think that's lovely. Let's grab Doris. Hey, lady.
Sure.
And I want to dress her up a bit too. I don't know what I have that'll work. Where did she go? But she
Hey,
looks like she's
can I
still
get
on
you
the
a
run.
drink?
I know we
Let's
just
trade
assigned
some
her to the
things.
restaurant, and that's why she asked if I wanted a drink, but I just love the idea that she offers everybody a drink. Let's try casual outfit. Let's try a chef's hat. Let's try checkered shirt. Let's try flannel shirt. Let's try green shirt. Just some like casual. I think this outfit is going to be way too clean. I don't hate it. I don't hate it as much as I thought I was going to. I don't hate that either. I like that. The green shirt. Yeah. Let's take back the casual outfit and the other checkered one. We'll leave her with her explorer outfit.
Lost track of how many blisters
I think that's
got.
really cute. I think that's really cute. You know, like there's some people like that who just want to cook and serve like all their friends and make sure everybody's happy and fed, and I think that's Doris. There you go, pretty girl. And then similarly, I think this area would stay kind of a, oh, I can scrap that, like sitting area. I am going to scrap the rug and sleeping bag. I don't know what the telephone's doing here. I don't think we need the telephone because it wouldn't be connected to anything. So this zone we will have to come back to. We still have a bit of time left, but I think I'd rather focus that on the upstairs. Yeah. So let's just move this so it looks kind of intentional, and I feel less bad about leaving it for now, because this nook, I don't know what to do with this nook yet. But we know that Doris and her husband, who I don't have a name for besides Doris's husband, are going to live up here. So I think we can flesh this out for them a little bit. And this, I don't think is big enough to be a bedroom. I think the only beds I need in here are Doris and Mr. Doris. So this could stay the bathroom zone, but then I would really like if it had a door, which I don't think I can do with this because we've shortened it so much. But we might be able to add some sense of it being a separate space with something like this. I hear our junkyard dog. I love that we got a junkyard dog. Yeah. And if I can get... Actually, we have pillar glitch doors before. So there's really no rule that you would need a doorway to put a door. Like, theoretically, I could pillar glitch this right here. And it would be a good height. I think I would want to go outside. Oh, wait. Can I replace that door just like easy peasy? That snapped there, didn't it? We can replace the ugly broken door with a fancy new door. No questions asked. Can I do that to the back door too? Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh, that's incredible. I'm so happy for Doris that her house gets a working door. That's amazing.
You know what I call a good day?
Let's center the welcome mat. Okay. I do still want to try and give them a bathroom door though. And a door needs to start in a doorway. So we'll start with that. And then we will put a door in it. What feels like an indoor door? That seems like a normal door. And now we can move the doorway out of the way. Actually, we can scrap it because we don't need it anymore. And now I can grab a pillar. Let's do like here. If I can get this to be valid somewhere, I'll take it wherever I can get it. And I will want to lift the door up a little. I'm going to kind of guess with the height. That might be too high. But a first try. Okay, definitely too high. Okay. But I think we can make it work. I am going to move this because we can always try and put that in place later. Oh, I don't want to group select that. And I won't be able to put that back outside because I removed the doorway. So let's grab all those pieces back out. We did doorway, door, come back here, and I'm just going to grab a different pillar just to see if that makes any sort of difference. I don't think the pillar's close enough to the door to grab it. Yeah. Still not. Now that the stairs aren't in the way, we can be a little bit more flexible about how we place this. That still feels like it's going to be too high. I guess I didn't really take any lessons from the first one. Yeah, that's too high. Probably because it's right in the weird part of the ground. would be good. Let's try and set up the structure differently. I feel like I did us a disservice by having the... Well, that's interesting. Isn't that interesting? That wants to be there like that? That might make this real easy for us. Yeah, but why did it grab it so weird? It like jumps towards me. Oh, wait. I think the smaller post is actually going to be better. I don't want it to go through the roof and then get blocked because of that. Oh, okay, wait, this is promising. I don't know what axis it's rotating around because that's a crazy radius. But this is promising. Still right up in there. Is it on the ground? I don't want it to be like floating, but I still want it to be able to swing to open, you know? Let's move you. Did that snap there? Oh, because of the floor beneath it, not because of the existing structure at all. Let me see if I can put a similar wall piece on like this. I'm gonna try and... No, I won't be able to group select indoors because now everything's touching the ceiling. Let me bring it back outside. We're gonna try and do this all in one piece. I did like the idea of having a rug. But again, these things won't... I can't rug glitch it because they're snappable items, I think. So we're going to try and group select from the rug and just use that to put them in the right place, I think. Again, this is a lot of trial and error. I'm so happy we got the new doors on. I didn't think those would snap automatically. But how fun that they did. Yeah, I don't think this worked as like cleanly as I wanted it to. Because the door is kind of floating. But it does open. Why do I keep pulling out my gun? YouTube's going to get mad about that. I just know it. Oh, I can't move that. Is that because the door is open? I wanted to try and center it a little bit better. I guess the group select did help us get it into a slightly better place. Honestly, let's just leave that open. Say it's closer than it is. And that'll be what it is. I love that. Because that's a lovely little indoor room that we've built. And now this can be a proper bathroom. Furniture miscellaneous. I hate the ugly broken toilet, but sometimes it does make sense. Let's use the nice one. Again, because these people are all from the Institute, you can't tell me that they wouldn't have smuggled a good toilet if they couldn't have. Okay, we'll do that there. And then what else can go in our little bathroom? We have some extra space. I always like the idea of like this cart because it seems like a bathroom cart, shower cart kind of situation. And then I actually think we could put a bathtub in here. Let's switch these around. Sink goes here. The floral wallpaper is kind of saying something else to me that the medical cart isn't saying. Something classier, you know? Like this. Maybe a little table there. And then I know we have at least one vase. Not empty. Yeah, one of these. And a fancy hairbrush I think would go well here too. But yeah, like this goes well with the wallpaper next to the bathtub. And then the fancy hairbrush could go over here. And actually, maybe if I move this over, we could also do some candles on this. And you could take like a nice relaxing candlelight bath. I think Doris is a woman of taste. Yeah. And then maybe a small painting over here. Yeah. Something kitschy. That's a really adorable, lovely little bathroom. I think we just need a little bath mat. Yeah. Does that look better like coming out of the bathtub or as a rug under the sink? I actually think I like it better under the sink. That's lovely. Wow, I love that. Okay, so that's their bathroom. And then I think we can make them a king-size bed. Here, I think we've got the space for it. And then, I mean, we're going to have to put a pin in it because we can't build forever. But we'll be back here next week. Of course we will. I'm loving this location. I'm loving the characters we have so far. Doing this the order I did it in, where I collected settlers first and then tried to assign stories to them, I actually think I ended up loving. Let me know what you have thought of that, if you liked it or didn't like it, because that might be my approach from now on. It's just made it so much easier to think about characters. I'm thinking of these as nightstands for them. Maybe another, like a bigger painting inside. Oh, maybe something abstract. I always forget how cute these can be. I like that. I like that. I think this one. Yeah. They've got their bathroom. They've got their bedroom. Let's do some candles and then maybe a desktop picture frame. They wouldn't have pictures from their time in the Institute, but I think in the years of being here and doing this, they definitely would have collected some good memories. Picture frame I always find so hard to position. Okay, beautiful. Ugh, and I have so much more I want to do here. like, I feel like we could keep decorating their bedroom. We can do this whole room. This whole room I want to make like an office style, because I think they would keep very detailed paperwork on everybody who's coming through the Mercer Safehouse. So we have this upstairs office to build out for them. We have this sitting room to build out for them. We did finish Doris's kitchen here, which I am in love with. I think that's so awesome. And then there's just so many little good areas around here that we could build out, little seating areas, stuff like that. And then we have more buildings that I want to do here. I think that here is a lovely spot for a clothing shop, because again, we would want people who aren't coming here to live but are just passing through and escaping from the Institute. I think this would be a great spot for like a clothing shop, so they can disguise themselves, and then possibly a guard barrack over here, because that's where people would enter the settlement. There's so much good stuff going on here. Let's go ahead and get rid of this. How many of these do I still have? Yeah, we still need some of those, but I think that's where we got to put a pin in it today. Thank you so much for joining me, the General of the Minutemen, as we work together to make the Commonwealth safer, one settlement at a time. I hope you enjoyed this build. If you did, there is a whole playlist you can check out of every build I have done so far, and we'll be back next week, still building here at Taffington Boathouse. Thanks again so much. Have a lovely day, and I will see you next week. Bye-bye.